Hello? So we have to do some more Christmas deliveries. Let me move my microphone closer. That might help things a little bit. Over to that trailer. There we go. Please, no invisible walls. That worked as beautifully as I wanted it to. I just need to be on the road. You know, that part's kind of important. Better late than never speeding kills. We're only in the 40s right now here, so I don't think we're about to die. This is Happy Jack Road. My mind's not right. I read that wrong. I'll take the next exit to Happy Jack Off. Yup. Okay. So we stopped for a Happy Jack Off, and now we're gonna go deliver Chris's present. I'm not doing a good job of driving today. Yeah. I hope you like your gift shaken. I swear my turning is not as reliable as it. Yeah, that's a way to make it reliable. So we slip slide our way to the destination. They'll be all right. We are derailing. Or, not derailing. Wrong words. Now I gotta go deliver this back to the real world. Hey there, G-Man. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Any plans for the high tea? How are you? Either of y'all got plans for the weekend? I know Christmas is coming up. I'm good. I'm tired. I was up way too late last night. But I'm good. You know, building a platform as a one-man team is a very tiring process. Plus, guys, we had, what was it, 17 people live last night? Which, for being a new platform, you know, that's... To have 17 people live all at once felt really good. Also, I don't want to hit you, but I might, so I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was crazy last night, though. Like, at one point, yeah, it was like 17 people, and then a couple people. You've been first 8 times T. And yes, I reset the that so it works. But yeah, you've been first 8 times. Still working on the mobile app, although I'm frustrated. Having issues with socket.io. Yes. And you were second to the stream. Awesome. I love it that people are redeeming those stuff. Remember, streamers, make your channel points. For one, the first and second, everybody gets those, but the channel point designer, you can make, like that yay hole thing you see there, you can make, which is, if you don't understand it... Wait, what do you mean, T? But no, the channel point designer, you can do... Are you saying like you have to refresh to... Okay. T, I hate to be an asshole, but you've been my note keeper. Just screenshot that message in the chat, or that section of chat, and just send it to me so I can pin it on my iPad's notes. Yeah, Socket.io is a part of it. I was talking to somebody and they're like, when you go to port this to other things, this is going to be the most robust way to do it. And now, just screenshot whatever, the thing that I know that the redeems are not updating. Which they will. Well, I'll get that fixed. After stream and after dinner, I will dive into that if my brain is not killing me. That's why I stopped, is I got really annoyed with the mobile app and Socket.io. It's being so... Yes, no, things are a lot different than they were. The reality is, again, I didn't start this whole thing, and I'm doing this thing by myself, and I didn't start this whole thing until the end of frickin' September. So I think we're doing pretty well. There's still edge cases. I did learn Beam streamers can't see Velora emotes, so I'm hoping to talk to that too. Like, Docker took down the whole ingest at one point, so now I'm just as convenient as Docker can be now that the ingests are just running native. That helped. I missed the containerization because I like the separation of services, but it's not worth it if there's going to be... In what live chat do you mean? Oh yeah, no, there's no profile pictures here in chat. I don't think we need that. I feel like that would take up more. Also, you guys are now guilty because your name shows above that. I'm sorry. It used to be anonymous. I used to actually have it not show the name of who redeemed it, but it's like, I kind of wanted to know who redeemed it without having to go look at my dashboard. So, because I only have the pop-out up on my OBS. And luckily, I don't multi-stream. Is that a lucky thing? I mean, I feel like actually as a platform owner, I should be multi-streaming because then I could be telling people, okay, we're the best platform and here's why. But at the same time, then I don't want them to meet me too personally until they see the platform. I know I have a very strong personality that is a little much for some people. And I inherited my mother's sailor mouth, so it would be, I don't want to put people off. I did suggest this last night, and this is terrible, but if there's anybody that doesn't care if they get banned from a platform, go make a Twitch account or a Kick account that's just a fucking burner, and go meet some streamers that are not happy where they're at, like that are just streaming there because they don't know of anywhere better to be. Get to know them, get to chat them up, and then be like, look, especially the Twitch streamers, because the sub split is better here. Like eventually, like the thing is with running a streaming platform, of course, it costs money. Something I don't have. I will tell you, my personal bank account and my PayPal. I don't know if you'd want to use our username, though. Would you? Unless it was like T on Velora or something. Because we don't want to act. We don't want to be like, God, this is recording a VOD that's gonna go on YouTube. Shit. Talking about the ideas that totally breaks all streamer etiquette just for marketing. Because if somebody came over here and advertised another platform, I'd ban them in a second, probably. But anyway, Twitch and Kick are bad, so look at last night's VOD. I went on a rant about how Dan Clancy needs to be thrown off a cliff. I mean, it's not like today's is any worse. He really does. I meant it when I said it. I meant it wholeheartedly. Dan Clancy needs thrown off a cliff. I will celebrate when I hear in the news that has happened. And I don't care how that makes me look. Well, if they ask what it is, you need to tell them what it's. What is it? I don't remember what you do for work if you told me. I really don't, and I apologize. Again, the whole brain damage since heart failure really doesn't help. People tell me things and it'll be like, yeah, sorry, I forgot. Really? You might not have the answer to this, but because you're here and because you did that, you do that, I want to ask you a question. What took so long for caffeine-free Coke to come back? Because of my heart condition, I can't have any caffeine. And caffeine-free Coke went away for the longest time. It was gone for like 3 or 4 years. It came back earlier this year. And I am so grateful because now I can have a Coke again, and caffeine-free Coke, tastes just like Coke because taking out the caffeine does not take flavor away. And I don't know if because you've worked in that department, if there was any, if it was a shortage or if it was a product of, what happened after COVID. But I missed my caffeine-free Coke. I'm so glad it's back. Now, if you could get them to run a line of, even if they only distribute it to Texas, to West Texas, you could get them to run a line of caffeine-free cherry Coke. I would be really happy because that's my go-to, and I can't have. I guess I don't taste it, or maybe it's because I couldn't have it for so long that I don't know that. I mean, the difference. I mean, I had a sip of my lady had a Coke the other day, and I had a sip of it. It's not too different. But yeah, caffeine free is the only way. Like I have to have decaf coffee, caffeine free soda, and it's a pain in the ass. But I would love them to have caffeine free cherry Coke. That would make me very, very happy. Please don't say that. That might almost ruin Coke for me. I mean, Pepsi's not bad. Pepsi's not bad, but it ain't Coke. No, Pepsi is not caffeine free. I actually don't notice which one has more caffeine. I think Dr. Pepper has more caffeine than all of them, right? Well, Mountain Dew is probably at the top for like sodas, I think. I know Big Red, which is a southern thing, is pretty high up there on caffeine. Which my lady loves Big Red, but I don't understand it. Oh no, Dr. Pepper is amazing, but they will never mass market caffeine free. I mean, if I go on Amazon and I search caffeine free Dr. Pepper, do I have... Yeah, that's not how we wanted that to work. Yep. We're just gonna pretend that that's on there properly. We're gonna pretend. I know, just because the gaming computer. Am I opening anything that's like showing off anything that I shouldn't show? No, I'm not. So, Amazon.com. Caffeine-free Dr. Pepper. If you want a 12-pack of caffeine-free Dr. Pepper. Okay. I run Debian on my development computer, and then my laptop, which is where I do most of my browsing, is a Mac. I only use this computer for streaming and gaming. But again, on Amazon, caffeine-free Dr. Pepper with a 38-cent Amazon discount is almost $32. Who the fuck is going to pay $32 for a 12-pack of soda? But it does exist. Caffeine-free Dr. Pepper does exist. Canned by a member of the Coca-Cola Bottlers Association in Atlanta, Georgia, under the authority of the Dr. Pepper Company in Plano, Texas. That picture has a copyright date of 2011. That's scary. I really would hope to hell if I bought one that it wasn't from 2011, because that probably still wouldn't be good. But yeah, $32 for a 12-pack. So I haven't bought it because I'm not. And I know when you order soda from Amazon, I know what happens. You get more busted cans than anything. Anyway, guys, give me a moment. I need to be right back. Please don't go anywhere. But I do need to help my lady. She just pulled up. I need to help her. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Let's see, what did I miss? Ah, shit. I hate it when it's like, you can see I'm like slamming my arrow across the screen. Okay, we're gonna Alt-Tab. I can scroll back and see what I missed. Guild Wars 2 runs on Linux. My 11 plus year old warrior main would probably be happy to hear that. I don't think it understands what Linux is, but I haven't been on Guild Wars in a while. I kind of want to check out Reforged because by what I read, that's the original game, but supporting high resolution. Yeah, and I'd never played. I missed out on the original. I'd like to try it. Also, you guys were talking about that Cosmic desktop. I mean, I'm using Debian with Cinnamon. But I've been considering trying it just to try something different. But do you think I would grow to hate it very quickly? And you've got to remember, this is also the computer that I do all my dev work on. I do all of the Velora work on. So if it was something that would like really offset my workflow, you probably want to say I would hate it just because you guys want progress. But I do want to experiment, you know? I mean, I run, what is it? Hold on. I've shared this. I've shared this in the Discord. I don't remember where in the Discord I've shared this, but let me just search. Oh, come on. Hold on. Let's see. Beep, 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 beep. I not have Discord open? I usually don't on my gaming computer. Let's bring up. Hold on, let me bring up my. I really need a nicer fit, but this is my Linux computer. As you can see, Ryzen Threadripper Pro, an RTX 4070 and a 3060, 256 gigs of RAM. It was an accident. Again, the creator boards have 8 RAM slots, and I ordered 128 4 sticks. And I was gonna, someday I'll upgrade it. And they got lost in the mail. So they sent me out another set. And weeks later, like probably 10, 12 weeks later, the original finally shows up. And I was actually honest, and I called them and I said, can I got the original, can I return it? And they said, we don't stock that SKU anymore, so keep it. So I got 128 gigs of RAM for free. So because it has the 8 slots, I got to fill them all, and we have 256 gigs of RAM in my Threadripper. And then, of course, I have my, 4 terabyte solid state drive and my 2 terabyte solid state drive, I think it is. Yeah, because right there, that's those two are the main drive, and then this one is my 2 terabyte. So yeah, I'm very blessed with my development computer. And the main reason that I have that, or that I do anything with that, is for I was playing with some AI stuff, local run models, but those take a lot of VRAM, and even with the 2 GPUs, it's not enough. I had 3 in there. I had another 3060 in there, but I can tell you, like, a 4070 and two 3060s right up against each other, it was a hot box. So I had to, yeah. I had to not do that. I had to take one out. And so my 3060 is sitting on the TV stand next to me, which sucks because I would love to put it back in there. But still, even with that, I mean, I want a video card that has no display ports on it. I don't need any graphics ports on it. I don't want it running anything like that. Because I would keep, either the 4070 or one of the 3060s for my display. But like one of those AI and ML GPUs that runs, with 96 gigs of VRAM. But I think I talked about those in the Discord, and wasn't it like almost $10,000 for one of those when I looked at it? It's like, my fucking bank account's negative, my PayPal's negative. We ain't buying no $10,000 GPU right now. But I promise you, I will own one within the next year or two. Once I get my credit fixed again. Although I looked, and like the payment plan on the $10,000 GPU, I think it said it was like 800 something a month. Like, that's slightly more than our rents. Like, very slightly, but still. Like, what in the hell? But I mean, I do want one. And if I had one, the things that I could do with local models, and imagine I turned it into a server. I have good internet, and they're going to be bringing higher grade fiber here. Imagine I turned it into a server. And we built a custom Velora AI model. Can you imagine what we could do with that? I mean, of course, to make that viable, I would need a backup. Battery backup for power, because, we wouldn't want it to go out on users. But, which, strangely enough, my LinRipper, which is my dev computer, when I went to turn the monitor on this morning, it did not, which pissed me off. It did not want to bring up the display, or I don't know if it got stuck in some sort of sleep mode or something. But it did not want to come back to me. And I actually, I tried a bunch of shit. And I'm not stupid. I ran computer shops for years. And I couldn't get it I couldn't get it back to working state, which sucked because I had open projects. And so I had to force power off the computer. I'm not happy about it. Booted up just fine after that, but I had to force power it off, so I need to check and see if there's any weird sleep or hibernation quirks, because that computer doesn't need to go to sleep. That could have caused an issue. Again, this is the first time I've actually run, in day-to-day life, a full Linux computer. Like, I run my Windows computer for gaming and streaming. My Mac my MacBook for which is an M3 Max chip and 64 gigs of RAM. For um my design, my music, my video editing. And then the Linux computer, is where I do all the development stuff. I hate to say it, we had a regression in the mobile app because something didn't fully sync and I had to force power it off this morning. So I have to go back and redo some stuff that I had already done. So that doesn't make me happy because I had hoped to send the first build of the iOS and Android apps to their respective stores by this Friday. This coming Friday. And I mean, I know it's the holiday season, so Apple and Google aren't going to look over it anyway yet, but I'd hoped. And I was actually going to put it out before we added the volts and stuff to it. So that way we get approved out of the gate. Because there's no money being in it, so Apple won't think harder about it. And then use the Netflix and Spotify loophole that lets you avoid in-app purchases for volts and subs. I've read a lot of articles, and even like the phone game Monopoly Go now. T, I need to. But I want to host it privately on somewhere that I know it could never be probed. I do run in the front end folder, the chat folder, and the API folder. I have local Git. And that's a big step in the right direction for me because I was you'll have to send information to me about it, T. I'm definitely interested. Git is a very big move for me because it's not something that I'm one of those people when I build things and I make changes. This is going to kill you guys because you're on a platform that I'm building. And even the Velora platform, there was not even any form of local Git in the beginning. Whenever I would make changes, I would zip the whole folder. And place it in a backups folder. And if something would go wrong, I would unzip that zip and I would hunt for the file that had an issue and I would bring that file back in, compare them, and make changes again. You gotta remember, I am from a time where this, my original days in development, we did not have the best tools. Like, people didn't talk about Git or GitHub, when I first started doing shit. You didn't build websites that needed you to run Node and PM2, or you didn't need to run Docker for a certain sub-service. That stuff did not exist when I started building things. And so I just never changed my ways. I never evolved. You got your daily hole. Yay hole. Which, in truck sim, I don't know what that means. That kind of sounds like we need to stop at a truck stop. But again, that's created because my lady golfs almost every night. But I don't know if she is tonight. We'll figure that out later after we eat. But yeah, no, I come from a time, and that's the thing, is I'm not old enough to be like a stick in the fucking mud about this shit. I'm 33. I should adapt, and I should have, jumped on the Git train a lot sooner. But it's like learning new software too. Like, I mean, I don't know what age, G-Man, that you started doing anything with code or programming or any of that stuff. But like my computer era for me, and T, you being 25, you're gonna some of the things I might say in this next statement might you might have heard of them. But anyway, when I was a toddler and kids were playing with Legos, we had this old Packard Bell desktop. Originally ran DOS, and then later we put Windows. Like we'd upgraded it. Actually, no, I as a toddler upgraded it, but we'll get to that in a minute. So this computer originally ran DOS, and my oldest brother had sent us a copy that he'd got directly from Microsoft for free because he had worked with them a number of times, of Windows 3.11 for workgroups, which was, I believe, the last commercial release of Windows before like 95 and such. And so I was a toddler. Most people were playing with Legos. We had this old Packard Bell. Our other computer was a Canon. Most people might know those as, they make cameras and they make, printers. But at one point they were in the computer market for a very short while. But anyway, like my family's shop computer was a Canon. And then the backup, the old computer, was the Packard Bell. And so toddlers, they play with Legos. Corey Lejeune, as toddler, was taking every part out of the Packard Bell computer and putting it back together over and over and over again. So I was learning how to speak and how to take computers apart and put them back together at the same time. So it was no wonder that like I opened computer shops before I was even an adult. Having an adult co-sign for the ability for me to do that. I've been doing a lot of stuff for a long time. And so for me, changing my ways is this hard thing for, I didn't touch the Mac. I thought Apple products were overpriced garbage. Forgive me. Because I grew up admiring, not overpriced garbage. I'm going to back up on that statement. I admire Steve Jobs. I've always admired Steve Jobs. Visionary, genius, asshole, but in the best way possible. Didn't take no for an answer, but delivered the best shit they could deliver. I mean, he's the one that delayed the fucking Macintosh over a font, okay? And I grew up, my parents and other people around me told me that they thought that I would grow up to be the same kind of visionary and the same kind of genius that he was. And so that made me study the man, study his presentations, study the way he worked, study the way he treated his employees. That part I should have never studied. But there's no doubt the guy was a genius and truly a visionary. And one of the things that, he said that I think is really the truth about products and selling to people is people don't know what they want until you show them what they want. And when it comes to innovation and change, that is the truth. Because your average human being has no fucking clue what they want. And especially, 10 to 15 years ago when, the iPhone and Android things were still new, people did not know what they wanted. You had to show them what they wanted. And I still believe that to be true about the general consumer. But yeah, it turned me into a perfectionist. But like the first time I learned to build a computer from scratch, I was somewhere between 5 and 6 years old. Yeah, so I have been tinkering with things and taking things apart my entire life. Because I found Legos, and this is really going to age me. Lincoln Logs, those were the other thing that I don't know if anybody else, grew up with around them. But I found that shit boring. It was like, okay, cool, I can build this thing, but it doesn't do anything. So why am I building it? But yeah, I've been doing computer shit for so long, so very set in my ways, and even letting Docker into my life was like when I was working with another dev on something, and they're like, we have to use Docker. We're using it heavily throughout things, and I said to them, I'm like, what the fuck is Docker? And they're starting to get all technical, and I'm like, no, just give me the rundown. I don't give a shit about the technical stuff. I'll figure that out on my own. I don't want you to teach it to me. I'd rather learn it on my own. But just give me the breakdown of the basics I need to know, and I'll go from there. I didn't stay with that project, so I never ended up really learning Docker, sadly. And, I later... Really? You son of a bitch and fucking trailer. Okay, we're just gonna... I don't care. But, I've used it for some things. Very useful with Docker Desktop. For when I've wanted to isolate things on my Mac that, could have some really funky system breaking dependencies. I'm not a Docker expert. There's many times I have to do research, so to speak, before I, move forward if it involves Docker. And I still like the idea of putting my hard labor on something like GitHub, even if it's private. I don't trust there's not going to be some sort of breach, and then the shit that I've done, somebody gets their hands on. I have this thing that I'm like, I would rather have my own secure cloud and do it my own way, and so I'm bit by bit, command by command, kind of learning the Git thing better, but I definitely need a better local Git system on both my Linux computer and the Mac Mini. Because I feel if somebody that was a more seasoned developer than I am in the more modern developing scope, if I let them remote into my development computer, they would be very disappointed in me. But look at Velora.tv. Look at what's been accomplished from the end of September till now. So despite my old ways and only bringing certain things in recently to protect from myself and from other things, I single-handedly did a lot, and it works. So, I mean, but I don't know. Do I really want to go to that one? Do I want to? The one thing that I need to ditch, and I can't wait to ditch it, is I'm sure you know how Google Workspace for your own domains used to be free a long time ago. No, what, 5-6 years ago now. And they grandfathered people in, and they're like, oh, we're going to cover you for life. But they're starting to now, we cover you for life thing, they're starting to cut back the features and cut back the accesses. And it's like, I have 10 or 15 different domains that I don't use it for docs or calendar or anything. I just use it for, email for my domain, and I log in at mail. Whatever the domain is, and it forwards to basically a Gmail page, but with our logo in the corner, you know? And I want to like move that out, but I don't like self-hosting email servers directly. Because one of the biggest, in servers, the business I've been in forever, one of the worst things you can run is an email server because they're the ones that get penetrated the most and hacked the most, and no matter what you do, email services and servers are the ones that get exploited the most. And say you have a server in a block of IP addresses that a similar IP, did something wrong or had their email violated. Next thing you know, everything that's sent from your domain is probably going to end up in everybody's spam box. If it even fucking makes it. So I'm looking to move so much out of Google domains, or not Google domains, but Google Workspace. Because I'm not using most of what it offers anyway, and a couple of the accounts, to keep the amount of accounts we had on it, they started charging, and it's like, fuck you. If I'm going to pay for this, I'm going to go somewhere where it caters to my particular needs better. But then I'm going to have to find a really good email client that works on Mac, Windows, Linux, iPhone, Android. So no matter what device I pick it up, I can get to the accounts I need to get to. If you want to use an app that was from 15 years ago that looks like it's from 15 years ago that hasn't changed, or at least last time I looked at it, it could have changed since then. This is me judging it when I haven't seen it in like 5 years. Now, I'm really like, and Thunderbird's on iOS and Android? Did not know that. Oh, shit. Pay attention, don't hit things. But no, I'm very particular, and I really want, because ideally, if I loaded all of my email accounts, and I would want to load my personal email accounts too, so like I can see everything. I would probably be loading 25 or 30 email accounts into this thing. So the organization has to be spot on. And I'm gonna make you really uncomfortable right now. Make you really uncomfortable right now. We're not gonna hit anything. Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck are you not showing on the list? Thank you. I'm gonna make you really uncomfortable. Let me get this up here. Make you really, really, really uncomfortable. Let's see. There you go. That's my home screen on my iPhone. Yes, that tells you at the top of the screen where I live. Don't look at that. People, technically, when people say don't dox yourself, I mean, it's not my fucking address. It's just the city. When my albums came out and I was interviewed, they talked about the city I lived in. So I'm not doxing myself. And yes, it is 81 degrees here. I just took that screenshot 2 minutes ago. But you'll see in Apple Mail, I have 212 unread messages. And look at the bubble on my Gmail app. 72,776 unread emails. I mean, I have a problem. If I handed Chloe my phone, it would break her. And she would not stop until she went into my phone and cleared every one of those bubbles you see. Because when there's a bubble on her phone, even the little bubble that comes up that says the app's been updated, she goes in and she opens the app and closes the app so that goes away. I don't do any of that. I don't have the fucking time of day to do that shit. Either that or I'm just lazy. Most likely that one. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff that needs taken care of. And email is one of them. I don't know if I'll ever get that cleared out. Well, I'm sorry I was in your way, so you had to pass me. I was busy showing people a screenshot of my home screen. And because I'm responsible and I don't text and drive, I parked even if it was in the middle of the fucking road. Now I'm gonna hit something. Let's not do that. But yeah, Thunderbird is on iOS and Android. I mean, I looked at, I don't remember, was it Edison or something was one that came out that I don't remember if it was on everything. I think it might have been on everything but Linux. I don't remember. But then and you know, one of its, I think it was Edison. And one of its focuses, you did see that, you did see this, right? You did see the screenshot of my phone with the amount of shit. Yeah. I mean, I showed you the screenshot of my desktop with all the screenshots on it. This is how my life operates. Yet I can still work perfect. That's why I tell you, if I ever brought somebody else into one of my projects, they would have no idea what they were looking at. They would never be able to work on it. I have no fucking idea. Like, I would have to write, where the fuck are you taking me? I'm going the wrong fucking way. I'm going the wrong fucking way. Well, now we're gonna go to this one. Here we go. I think. I'll take the other one off the map. Because I fucked up. I turned the wrong way. But yeah, like, it was Edison or one of those. And it was like, we'll help you get to inbox 0. And I'm like, that sounds so nice. And I started using it. It was okay-ish. Still things I would bitch about. But anyway. And I got to a point and it's like, if you want to do more, you can pay $39.99 a year to continue using this app. And it's like, okay, exit app. I'll hold hard on the app. Press delete app. You know. And move on. I'm not paying you $40 a year for an email app. Go fuck yourself. Especially when I didn't really like it. Like now, granted, if it was an email app that I really thought was great, and it like checked all my boxes, I wouldn't mind paying $40 a year for it, because I do have like 25 or 30 fucking email accounts I would like to consolidate into one place. But still be able to like separate the personal ones from, you know, say Lejeune Media ones, from Velora ones, from radio station ones, from, you know, I would like to be able to like separate those things in a good way and still be able to organize within them and have it sync back to whatever email server, you know, handles it. I mean, I can tell you what's worse. So my notes app on my phone, on my iPhone, And this is, I cleaned it out a little bit the other day. I have 776 notes in Apple Notes. Okay, 776. When I scroll down to the bottom, and again, this is after doing some cleaning out, the oldest note in my phone is from September 9th, 2012. I've been carrying this from phone to phone to phone. So the oldest note in my phone is from September 9th, 2012. Legitimately, half of those notes are probably useless, but the time it takes... Hi, Ansem, how are you today? The time it takes to go through, again, like as I said, 77,000 emails or almost 800 notes, and see if there's anything important. T, that makes me almost sick. 2 days after you turn 12. So your birthday's the 7th of September? I'm gonna try to remember that. I'm gonna try to remember that. I'll probably forget, but I'm gonna try. So the oldest note on my phone is from 2 days after you turn 12 years old. Okay, I feel slightly older now. Oh yeah, I remember those days. I remember those days. But yeah, I just... Like, you know those reality TV shows of the people that either come clean your house or declutter your house or fix your life or that shit? I don't think there's somebody with the willpower to come into my home or my life or my computers and try to make it better. And I'm gonna tell you, like, the bad thing about it is it's with things like, you know, my email or like that. When I say if I found an email box, or not an email box, an email app that worked on every platform, but that met my needs and checked all my boxes, I don't even know. When I say check all my boxes, I don't know. And this goes back to what I said about Steve Jobs earlier, saying that people don't know what they want until you show them what they want. I kind of know how I want my email app to be, but no email app that I've ever used has been compelling enough for me to be like, yeah, this is the email app that I'm gonna use. You know, this is the one. There's never been one. You know, and I thought about it at one point. I'm like, I could try to build one myself. I mean, okay, here's another one, T, that would piss you right off. And probably Ansem too, and if G Prime is still there, probably piss you off too. Bookmarks. You know, I don't have this side unlocked, so let us scoot. There we go, that's unlocked. Okay, so bookmarks. For one, right now, on my laptop, I'm getting deliveries done real fast here. My Chrome is actually moderate. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 tabs open in Chrome. That's actually like a miracle. I usually have way more. In Safari on my Mac right now, I have 61 tabs open. 61. Okay. Now, when it's time to restart your computer for an update, or just because your computer's been running for 50 fucking days without a restart and you just feel like you want to be nice to it, and you have a bunch of tabs open, what do? Do you go in, like, put some of them in your reading list and some of them in folders? What do you do, T? And same for you, and same for you, Prime, you know. Anybody that's still here, what do you do when it's time to close the browser and you have stuff open that you don't want to get rid of? I want to hear what you do before I tell you what I do. You could probably guess what I do. Right, but again, as I said, I have 61 tabs open in Safari. 61. So, like, the idea of going through and seeing, well, what can I close? What should I bookmark? And I'm sure you bookmark and you organize it. You know what I do? I go to that little thing and I go to the little button that says bookmark all tabs. And if I'm not feeling rushed, oh, we are in San Angelo, Texas. Anyway, if I'm not feeling rushed, you know, because by default they just call the folder save tabs, and they put it wherever the last one got put, sometimes inside the previous one. If I'm not feeling rushed, I will put, like, today's date on that folder. But if I'm in a rush, I just click OK. And so on my computers, plural, I have saved tabs folders that are just called saved tabs, that have folders inside of them called saved tabs, that have folders inside of them called saved tabs. In some folders, 10 levels deep. And T, I know how you are about organization because I have watched you when you organize your computer while you're on stream and you get mad that something's in the wrong place. If you came here and you had to use my computer to do my work, you would be so pissed off. You would be frustrated as hell. I know it. Because it's terrible, and I know it's terrible, and it's a bad habit. But I've been doing this bad habit for 20 fucking years. So, you know, ever since tabs existed, so nobody ever forced me to change, so I just kept doing it. It's, again, bad habits, over and over again that I just keep repeating. And so I started building an app that was originally going to be Mac OS only. And then once I got it stable on Mac, I was going to port it to Windows and Linux. And what that app was going to do, because yes, I know there's apps that do some of this, but I tried a couple, I wasn't happy, I thought they were shit. And it was going to go and you tell it to connect to all of your browsers, and it pulls the backup HTML files or the backup XML files. Hey, Angel, welcome in. And yes, you just got your daily hole, so yay hole for you. And because this is your first time here, the yay hole thing is actually like a golf joke. It's an inside golf joke because Chloe plays PGA 2K25 most every night. And it started when she got... It was your first hole-in-one, wasn't it? It was her first hole-in-one. And I don't remember how it came out, but Yay Hole came out, and then it was decided that we needed a Yay Hole emote. And so now we also have a Yay Hole. But you can see what a custom channel point card looks like. It looks really nice, doesn't it? But so now we have the Yay Hole emote and the Yay Hole card. And so the daily check-in our channel, because she streams more than I do, because I'm working, you know, is the daily hole. So you just got your daily hole. Well, hi, Waffle. How are you? The only custom Volt stuff that we have right now is the message effects, though, T. And I showed that off to Angel last night. Waffle, I'm doing good. Where did all you guys come from? Next time my lady's live, I hope you guys give her the same amount of love. You guys are all just like flooding me here, and I appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've seen people in my chat. It's usually like one person, but I appreciate all this because, you know, we're new platform and all that, so it's been a little slow. But I appreciate all of you so much. How many more? Wait, before I do this, how many more of these do I have to do? There's 3 more of these fucking things. Okay. Let me go back here and do it this way. But anyway, no, I appreciate you guys, all of you. Seriously. And I appreciate you guys streaming me. You know? Like that's a big thing. And I don't know, Angel, how you managed to like keep that energy going as late as you did. And I'm sorry, absolutely sorry. Oh, have you, Waffle? Are you getting out of it? I'm sure as hell not. I'm here for the long haul. I've said this and I'm gonna say it again. Kick is gonna take care of itself. Kick's gonna commit its own suicide, okay? Like, Kick is gonna get it, like, completely... Waffle, I completely understand. If there's anything we need to do, if there's anything that I can do to help the transition process for your users, because I know you have your platform, if there's anything I can do, since you're, you know, decommissioning your platform, if there's anything I can help to make the transition, if your users have emotes over there, but there's not enough emote slots on Velora for them. As you know, you can earn them by referrals, but we will... Yeah, just message me. We will accommodate them so they get... I mean, I can't, like, of course, obviously offer special pay agreements or anything. I can't do that. I just can't. From a business standpoint, I can't afford to. But... as far as like insight features like emotes and things like that, anything we can do to help migrate your community over, if they want to become Velora first streamers, I would love to have them. I mean, even if they're not Velora first streamers, but to the thing that I was saying, I'm here for the long haul. I'm here for the long haul because a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people do know this. Back on Twitch, I was hate rated for being disabled by a bunch of anti-disabled fucks. And I was almost nice, and I said folks, but then I was like, nah, I'm gonna say fucks. But anyway, I was hate rated on Twitch, and Twitch permabanned me instead of the hate raiders because it happened in my chat. Yes, I totally wanted people to talk down to me and use anti-disabled slurs and shit like that in my chat. Thank you, Twitch. And like, I took it all the way to the top. Like, I managed to get Dan Clancy on my Discord friends list. And like, he, you know, I got to speak with him, and he's a fucking douchebag anyway. And he's like, he's one of those like he's a borderline pedo, you know, he's like a borderline pedophile. Because like, he's not into kids, to my knowledge. I'm not going to spread false information. He's not into kids, to my knowledge. But those young streamers, those young female streamers, the 18 to 25 streamers, old Dan Clancy, you know, back when he was doing his series where he was road tripping the country, meeting with streamers, and spending the day with streamers. Most of them are young female streamers, and he would want to get to know them, and he would ask them questions. And I watched a few of these streams, and like, you could tell these young women were uncomfortable with the questions he was asking. But he would then ask when they would say, you know, I don't know. He would, well, why don't you know? And then he would ask it again. And if they said they didn't want to talk about it, he would drop it and ask 2 or 3 other questions, and then go back to the question they said they didn't want to answer. And of course, as you know, TwitchCon, the big sexual assault thing that happened this year, fucking CEO of a company puts out some tweet that meant nothing. And instead of making it right, make sure he's making his appearance at the fucking, what is it, bar after party or something for partners. So one of your partners or whatever they were got sexually assaulted at your con, and instead of handling it yourself, you ran off to the fucking after party. So I have no respect for Dan Clancy, and I have no respect for Twitch. So, T, I agree with you. And for people that are not seeing this chat that are going to hear this VOD later, I apologize, T, for saying this out loud, but T has said it on his stream, so I feel it's okay for me to repeat it. T has said that Twitch, Kick, and Rumble have a blood debt to pay to him. Now, Rumble, I have not been involved with, and Kick, you know, watching Kick destroy itself is enough for me. But Twitch has a blood debt to pay to me. Most definitely. Most definitely. And so for me, watching Kick destroy itself, I'm fine with that. But Twitch will not die unless I kill it. I will not let it die unless Velora kills it. Like, if I see that Twitch starts to die, well, hi, Attitude. Jesus, you guys. 7 viewers. Hi, guys. Hi, all of you. You've come in at a very interesting time, Attitude, but it's nice to meet you from this side, you know, where I'm talking. Tougher Mr. Dino. Hello. Hi, guys. God damn it. You guys are amazing. No. You are amazing. Not me. You. All of you. Every single one of you in here. You are amazing. We're going to just, like, forget that this game exists for a minute. I need a / command for mods for them to change categories so we can change to just chatting, but I run the platform, so why do I have the Velora backdrop behind me? I don't care. It can stay there. I don't need to change categories. I don't care. I'm not going to ban somebody for platform, or not for platform, for categories. Unless you, like, repeatedly, like, we're in the wrong category, like, for weeks, I might get a little, like, here's a warning. And it's not because I, like, want to punish you. It's because, like, people that are browsing, they want to know what they're getting into. But right now, it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to speak briefly on this. Because of the, you know, anti-disabled hate rate and all this stuff that happened to me on Twitch, which Twitch was my primary income. And I will be very honest with you, you know, we were making $2,000 to $3,000 a month on good months. Because on Twitch, there's good months and bad months. So on the bad months, I was making, 800 to $1,000 a month on Twitch. The good months were $2,500 to $3,000 on Twitch. So when I got hate rated and permabanned for getting hate rated for being disabled, yeah, it became a blood debt. It did. It did. And so, like, if Twitch starts to die and Velora isn't the one that's putting Twitch out of its misery, I'm going to find a way to keep Twitch alive just a little bit longer so we can be the reason Twitch dies. Because when sites like, what is it, Dexerto or whatever it is, it's on fucking Twitter all the time posting these articles, and Pop Crave and all those fucking places that we don't care about, but they exist. I want the headline to be Velora.tv finally put Twitch out of business. That's what I want the headline to be. I don't want it to be Amazon decided to shut down Twitch, or, actions that happened between the CEO and people shut down Twitch. I want the headline to be, and I can picture it now, and there'll be a picture of a giant V and a picture of a dead Twitch logo. I designed one of those if they ever need that for the article. The article headline will be Velora.tv took over the streaming space and put Twitch out of business. There you go. There's your headline. And yes, I would love to hear what you have to say. I'd love to hear what any of you have to say. Of course, you're here. You're in my chat. There's no opinion that's wrong. Within reason. But I mean, here, there's most likely not. Anyway, let's go back to the game screen. But I really, I feel it would be poetic justice. I lost my income. I lost my income when I was permabanned because of the actions of others. I had to live on donations. I had to beg on the internet for donations because at the time shit was going down. I was streaming from bed because I was on bed rest. And my income all of a sudden disappears because of the actions of others. And so for me, it's like, yeah, no. For Velora to be the reason that Twitch would go away, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but I could see it happening within a year. I mean, guys, we had 17 people live last night. And I saw 2 people raid out, and I'm like, it's gonna, I saw 2 people raid out, and I'm like, shit, we're gonna go down to 15. And like, within a second of those people raiding out, 2 more people went live, and like, we're at 17 people again. It was like, last night was really beautiful and was a milestone for the platform because 17 people live at once. And the site did not blink. Everything on the site worked flawlessly. So now we need to take that 17, and by January, we need to multiply that by 10. It needs to be 170 by January. And then by February, it needs to be 500 to 1,000. This is not the move slow thing. This is like, I know that I would like to see by spring at least 1,000 active creators, and I would like to see a minimum of 500 creators that go live daily. And I'm not saying like T going live 7 days a week. I'm saying like, I want there to be at least 500 people live every day by spring at the latest. And I won't settle for anything less than that. I don't care what kind of reach we have to do it. I will not settle for less than that. We're gonna make it happen. And as weird as it is, go find the people. Go on to Twitch. If you're not afraid of getting banned on Twitch, this is me giving really bad advice that's going to be in a VOD later that people are going to be able to see. And hopefully nobody ever quotes this. I should have said this like 40 minutes ago, so it ended up in the middle of my VOD and not closer to the end of it. But so no, really, with folks, if you don't mind getting banned on a platform, go make some account. Go make some account and go find a streamer on Twitch who's struggling to find affiliate, who's struggling to get past that goal, and tell them, if you're not finding community here, I'd love to welcome you into my community and get to know them a little bit, and then invite them over here. Same with people on Kick. Vet them. Don't bring non-tent over, please. Like, we don't want the drama. Again, the rule of Velora is leave the drama at the door, so we need to do that, we need to. And yes, tease Velora post on Twitter hit 1,000 views. Was it last night or this morning? That's exciting. But yeah, so we need to, and because I'm the CEO and I'm the one that's supposed to be responsible, I really should be saying, hey guys, don't go on other platforms and talk about our platform. Guys, go on other platforms and talk about our platform. See, I said the professional thing, and then I kind of almost whispered the other one. No, I mean, we do need to focus on Velora, but you got to get people. Almost everybody that's going to become a streamer is already a streamer, so we do need to get them to move from something. And I think the benefit for Twitch streamers is that we have the higher sub split. We don't affiliate gatekeep, so like you can monetize on day one. Payout at $25. Right now it's December, so subs are 70-30 instead of the normal 60-40. And I might have a little secret surprise for you guys for January. I don't know yet. I'm waiting on some approval from some people within the board that is of my business, but I'm waiting on some approval. We might have a little January surprise for you folks that might, I know Twitch is slowly dying on its own, but I got flooded with, and I know this was a while ago now, but I got flooded with a hate rate of over 100 people that all came into my channel spouting anti-disabled slurs, anti-disabled shit. And so me being our platform overtaking Twitch, our platform being the reason that Twitch diminishes, is the poetic justice that I need for Twitch taking away my only income, being medically housebound, and at the time on medically ordered bed rest. I was streaming from bed. You guys should have seen the fucking setup. I had to have 2 stream from bed. But to lose my only income because of people that were hating on me for being disabled, and for Dan Clancy himself to say, well, the hate happened in your chat, so it's your fault. I personally, I mean, I've let it, as far as the situation, I'm over that that's happened. I mean, I'm streaming here. I'm happy here. This is the only place I stream, and I'm happy here. I didn't only build it, but I get to stream here. Not often, because I'm usually building it, but I get to stream here. For me, and that shit too. They pull that on so many people, and I'm sorry that happened to you, because I've heard that from so many people. I mean, and I'm doing my best to stay on top of watching everything, make sure that every payment goes through. And I know you guys would be honest with me, like, I know if you went and bought volts and it accidentally gave you more than you bought, I know you would come to me and be like, look, you need to fix this right now. I paid for 1,000, I got 1,500. Like I trust all of you guys because I know everybody that we have now. This initial community we built is not only the nicest community we could have built, but it's the most honest community that we could have built. And with the way streaming works, the fact that we have built God, almost had something. Well, technically did. The fact that we've technically built the most honest streaming community out of the gate, like, because, you know, most places they start off and you get the dishonest ones, you get the bad ones, and we started off with like just all the good people, and it's like, holy shit, how did we pull this off? But for me, it's the, you know, I live medically housebound due to some serious medical conditions that nobody my age should have ever had to go through. And because of that, and because of the hatred of the negative side of humanity, which should not exist, there should not be hate in anybody's hearts. That's not who we are. Hi, Wise Wolf. Another person. Jesus, you guys. You every single person. I'm not going to say every single person. There's, what, 250 something accounts on the platform, but God, you guys are all showing up, and I appreciate it. This has not happened to me. I have not had this many people in a chat in a long time. So I really appreciate it. It feels really, really special. How are you, Wise Wolf? Hope you're well. But yeah, no. So for me, like, the idea of, you know, trying to bring over some Twitch people, I don't want to bring over the big ones. I mean, sure, if we land some like huge Twitch streamer that's just like, yeah, I'm a partner, but I'm fed up with this place, that'd be great. That'd be cool. But, you know, an attitude, I'm grateful to be stuck with you. I'm grateful for everybody that is here. Okay? I'm going to tell you this straight up. I am grateful for everybody that is here. Hold on, I have to check my phone. I love it. You guys, all you guys tell me that I'm awesome and that I'm amazing, and this this platform is amazing and awesome. It's like, thank you. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I have poured my heart and soul into this. As y'all know, I started this. Wise Wolf, I will look at that. Sorry, Wise Wolf. I need to be glad that I don't have the lisp that I had for a little while, which as a singer-songwriter was really terrible. But because of degenerative disc and bone disease, and it decided it was going to attack my teeth at one point, I broke one of my front teeth. So when I do videos, I wear snap-on veneers, you know. I will look at it and I will see if there's something in your database setting that might be causing it to persist. Tell me it in a DM though, please. Again, the other thing that came with the heart problems is short-term memory is very, very bad. So I apologize. And I'm sure a lot of it's the medications that I have to be on. But anyway, you know, the degenerative disc and bone disease started fucking with my teeth. And so I ended up, I mean, I had chipped a couple before that, but You're trying to get to this place so I can go back into Winterland. So I can do this delivery. Well, I ended up breaking one of my front teeth. And I'm not very open about this. You know. Yeah, I gotta tell you, between the degenerative disc and bone disease and being a congestive heart failure patient and dealing with some other conditions that are minor in comparison, but on top of having those two are kind of a pain in the ass, some days are really tough for me. But, you know, I started Velora the end of September, and health be damned, I was not being responsible about my health, and I was working pretty much, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning every day. I did that in the beginning. The first month was definitely like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning through 3 to 4 in the morning every day. And like I'm finally now getting to go to bed around midnight or 1 a.m. And I'm getting to wake up about an hour later now. So those things are really nice, and that means we've made enough progress that I'm able to do that now. Which I'm grateful for. But and my body's grateful for it too, because I can feel the difference, you know. You know, I need to watch. Nobody saw that. There's like 6 or 7 of you in there, but none of you saw that. We're gonna be very clear here. Nobody saw that happen. Now we're gonna turn. You know, I wish I had more time. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I used to. We do have a Plex Media server, and like we do add things to it when they come out. And so like there's a couple of shows that when new episodes come out, my lady and I will watch them while we eat. Like the only time that I get to really watch TV is while we're eating. And then that little bit of time, because when my lady goes to bed, she needs the TV to fall asleep. So she puts, you know, because we created custom channels that just play, you know, at random episodes of shows that we own. And so she goes to bed to Bob's Burgers, and when I go to bed, you know, I will lay in bed, play my little phone games. Because of the way my body processes food and becomes hungry, if I don't have a snack before I go to bed, which is the worst thing in the world for you, but if I don't, I wake up starving and sick. So while I eat my snack before bed and play my games on my phone, I'll watch, you know, whatever's left of the episode of Bob's Burgers. Then she's obviously asleep, and I turn the TV off, and then I roll over and I go to sleep. But, you know, I wish I had more time to watch more stuff. And it's like, I love stand-up comedy. I love watching concerts. As a singer-songwriter and former touring artist, you know, I miss everything about music. I'm so glad I get to still do music. Oh God, that would be... No, don't turn there. Don't turn there. Let's turn the wrong place. That would be terrible, but to have that happen. But 3 million miles without an accident, I would make it about 3 miles without an accident. Especially in something like this. I am notoriously... This is terrible, but it's the truth. I am notoriously a bad driver. Not so much going forward. I can handle going forward. It's the reverse thing. Although now that there's backup cameras, I think I've figured out how to back up. But I am one of those people that if it involves a mirror, I can't do it. And I know that's a very weird thing, but mirrors are very problematic. Anyway, guys, I don't know how many of you are still... Excuse me. One season on the ice roads, but the pay is equal to 2 years of trucking? Hell, I mean, it's a risk, but the pay being the equivalent of 2 years of trucking for doing an ice season or an ice road season, I mean, hell, you almost... Dang it. Okay. Let's straighten this up, and let's try this again. I am really bad at this. That wrong way. See, like, again, the whole reverse principle for me is why I could never be a truck driver. And it's also why I'm bad at driving cars. Is because anything in reverse, I am bound to fuck something up. Okay, shit. We made it worse. Guys, I'm just gonna press that enter button and I'm gonna skip the bonus. I'm level 81 or 82. I don't need the bonus. Yeah, we're fine. I'm good. Okay, so I appreciate a double trailer. No. Cold day in hell. I would take out a city. I would take out a whole city without even leaving the street that I was on. So guys, who's live? We need to raid somebody or something, I think. Are we having a little bit of... Needed to refresh. Who's live that we need to raid? Where are we raiding, guys? I'd like to hear from at least a couple of you. I mean, we could go... If you guys haven't met Angel yet, Angel is a fun personality if she's still playing, but I don't know if she's playing or if she's on a break. No, guys, I think I know where we're gonna go. So, I mean, is she, hold on. I knew she was on, I didn't know she was. Well, guys, so what we're gonna do is, because they're new to the platform, and so what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna raid. And so, hold on, here we go. So, up at the top of your chat, you see a box. All you have to do is hit copy raid message. You do not have to actually copy it like on other platforms. This is how we do it better. You hit copy raid message, and it will know if you are a subscriber or not, and it will copy the correct raid message automatically. Streamers who don't have this set up, you can set this up in settings. Not the dashboard settings, but the other settings. So please click the copy raid message button, and then when we get where we're going, paste that raid message. So guys, remember, always pay it forward. Simple gestures matter. What might not be a lot to you might be life-changing to somebody else. to your friends, to your family, to your loved ones. If you can go see them, go see them. If you can't go see them, call them, text them. Life is short. Don't be a fucking terrible human being. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good on anybody. And always strive to make a dent in the universe. We are rating out to Angelic Angel. Show some love when we get there, guys, and let her know you came with the raid. And I will see you guys tomorrow or the next day, and my lady might see you tonight. So, guys, thank you so much for everybody that came and showed love. I appreciate this so much. I really do. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Show love with the raid. Stay forth the raid. Thank you, guys. Love you all, and I'll see you guys next time.